Something that I think Gateway does is they have a shout out to all the new contributions that come in. We have quite a bit this week, so I added some of the new features. There's also like other bug fixes and whatnot that new contributors have added, but some things to call out. Lasso, our LFX mentee, has added docs for Argo rollouts. So now Agent Gateway is featured on the rollout plugin website as well. So that's exciting. And we also have brand new docs on our page explaining how to do Argo rollouts with the Argo rollout plugin and Agent Gateway. There's also a bunch of other new features that went in recently. So shout out to everyone working on those. We really appreciate it. And then I think from the last meeting, there was some discussion about the roadmap. So we have new milestones for 1.2 and 1.3 on our GitHub, so you can find them here. Not too exciting, but if there's anything that you think should be added to the milestone, feel free to tag a maintainer and we can triage it and then add it to the milestone if we think it makes sense. So that's that. A lot of work has been done in the last couple of weeks too, so you can see that a lot of things have been closed out. In addition to that, we also, I think there's an ask to update the calendar with the tentative release dates. So the community calendar now has the tentative release dates for 1.2 and 1.3. We're looking at a monthly cadence, but those dates might slip, so they're not like they're tentative for a reason. So you can check out the community calendar if you're interested in that. So with that, I know Shane wanted to do a demo of the usage, but I'm not sure, is Shane on? We might move this to a different date then.
Oh, let me ping him. See, sorry.
Yeah. And then Art, did you want to talk about the feedback widget?
Yeah, sure. I can talk about that. This was an ask at one of these community meetings about a month ago. I believe it came from Lynn. And so it was just to get like a thumbs up, thumbs down button on the doc pages. So this is now live. So if you go to a doc page at the very bottom, you can click thumbs up. Or if you do thumbs down, it will give you a link right now to the doc repo issues so that you can open an issue. On the back end side, it's getting all the data is getting plumbed in through Google Tag Manager. And so we'll work on maybe getting some sort of reports and just kind of see if we get any interesting data from that. But yeah, just kind of a quick update.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you, Art.
Yeah.
By the way, Shane is not available today.
Yeah, I think we can push it to a different day then.
Yeah.
Anything else in open discussion we want to talk about? I guess we could see a demo maybe of the doc widget if you want to walk me through it, Art. Or
Yep. Yeah, sure.
Let's do it because I haven't played around with it yet. Is it on the website?
Yeah, so if you go just to a doc page.
Let's check out our new Argo rollouts docs.
Oh yeah. And then scroll down. Like at the very end, there should be was this page helpful? And so you can click this thumbs up. And then in the back end in our Google Analytics, we'll have like this like there's a real-time view so that I can see the event actually get like keyed in. Okay. Let's say in real time, and then I have like a report, but it's actually it's delayed by like 48 hours, so I don't actually know if the report is populating correctly or not yet. But I did see the event that you just clicked in come in, and it's basically this thing called page helpful. I don't know if I could share my screen maybe.
Yeah, if you go for it.
Yeah, so here on this page, we have this page helpful. And so we see that there's like a 1 because we just had 1 count on it. So, and then I will eventually have this, let me see, where is it? This like report that will eventually populate and show like all of the different page paths and whatnot. so that we can see like which pages we're getting the thumbs up and which ones we're getting thumbs down. And then we'll also, if someone does do a thumbs down, it will take them to, which I could actually just do that right now. They potentially can redirect them to open an issue. And so we'll see. We had talked about if we get like a lot of spammy type issues, we might just link them to the Discord instead. But because there's not like a docs specific channel in Discord or anything, we just didn't take that step yet. But if you guys have feedback on this flow overall and how it works, let me know.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Some other, I guess, since I'm already talking about the docs, we have a few other like workflow updates that we're working on. One is that it's been, sometimes it's a little hard for us to develop some of the framework aspects because we import the upstream docs into the enterprise downstream docs. And so because they're on different Hugo themes and Hugo versions, it's a little bit fragile. But we just this week merged in like a new way in the downstream that we're going to like be copying upstream. So we can have a few changes coming up, which I'll post in the channel before we make them, is that we can have the docs, the version docs on like long-term support branches in the docs repo so that we don't have to have all the docs and like the main one. So like whatever's on main will just be main. And then that will help us simplify like the different Hugo dependencies between them. And eventually we're working on getting it to the latest Hugo version. And then the theme that we use for Agent Gateway just came out with a new version as well that has a bunch of, I guess, like agent readiness features, like copy to markdown button, LLMs.txt files, and just kind of a bunch of features to support more like AI first docs. And so we're planning to kind of update to this new version of the theme sometime, maybe like by mid-May is kind of what we're working on. So just kind of a roadmap for the docs as well.
Great. Anything else we want to discuss, or we can end it early? I know last week we had some discussion on the guardrails API. So if people are interested, I can briefly talk about that. It's not something that we're like actively planning on changing, but it would be good to get feedback on. So like we discussed last week, the AI guardrails like currently have nested policies. So we've kind of restricted them to be only certain policies that make sense, like off. But this kind of raises the question of like, do we want guardrails to be a separate backend type? So like you right now, currently in our API, you define guardrails on the request and response. And there's a lot of duplicate fields on both of those, right? So you could write the guardrail as a provider-specific backend, similar to how we do the AI-specific backends. And then you can reuse that policy inline when you define the prompt guard. So instead of like duplicating all these fields, you just define it once and then reference that backend. You can kind of already do this by just having your prompt guard defined at different levels, but this is kind of a little nicer UX in terms of the reusability. But it has the trade-off where we now introduce like guardrail specific backend types. So not something we're currently actively planning on working on, but if you have strong opinions on how this UX around how the guardrails work today, we'd love to get feedback from real users. So. And the nested work was done as part of the 1557 PR. So this is what we talked about last week, and John got that in. Yeah, so if you have any thoughts, feel free to leave it on this issue as well. All right. Well then, yeah, I think there's nothing else on the agenda, so I think we can wrap it up, and then Shane maybe can demo next week on the agent gateway usage.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Thanks, Nina. Bye.